Good morning, buenos dias. Good morning from the hardcore winter garden here in New Jersey, Zone 7A. And it snowed yesterday and it's snowing today. Isn't that beautiful? So quiet. I decided to come out today because I was suffering from a bit of cabin fever and also to show you the hardcore winter garden. So, um, I'm starting in the backyard and then I'll go to the front yard um, because I have, you know, it's just easier that way. Um, so it's snowing here, and I just got back from Puerto Rico visiting my parents on a family vacation with my brother and his family and my partner. It was very nice. It was very warm. It's right now in Puerto Rico is probably the best weather you ever get. It starts off around the mid 70s, and then the midday goes up to the 80s, but never really above um, like 88, 89. Usually doesn't go above 90. So it's a great time to visit Puerto Rico in the winter. I'm so glad that my parents, my mom, who's in her late 70s, my dad, who's in his early 80s, are over there instead of here. It's not good to have old bones in this type of weather. Having said that, my old bones are feeling it. And right now I'm wrapped up and taking care and being safe with all my gear. Uh, but at my ripe old age of 56, I probably don't need all of this because the hot flashes take care of most of that. um, yeah, so this last year, 2025, I haven't been able to record anything or haven't had time. Very, very busy with work and personal life. And I completed a goal of mine, which is to become a certified master gardener. So I completed that goal here in 2025. Last year, 2025, and this year, 2026, I'm hoping to put it to work and continue to volunteer at the cooperative extension and all the projects they have. It's super fun. I feel like I found my tribe, people from all different walks of life, yet they all have one thing in common, which is they love plants. They want to learn about them, and they are nature freaks. So I found my tribe. Very nice people, and so happy that I did that. So right now I'm doing some winter sowing. Let me hold on to this here. Um, yes, I just found out I had arthritis in my knees, so I have to be a little extra careful. Um, haven't got much exercise because there has been bad air quality today included. I hate stepping on the snow and messing it up, but look how beautiful that is, untouched. We shoveled the front yard, but untouched back here. Um, so I started some winter sowing. I have some jugs in the side yard facing south, on the side of the house, growing some native plants, which is what I'm shooting for this year is to really plant some more natives. I have a few native seeds that I'm hoping to start and winter sow this week sometime. I probably should have started them in December because they need a little bit more time. But so these are my tomato cages and oregano. I'm sorry, basil, and everything with snow just looks really pretty. Even though it's a hot mess, it really is. I need to get myself organized this year. That's another goal. So goal one is winter sowing. Goal two this winter is to get myself organized. Really focusing on natives this year. I have plans to really up my veg garden game and dedicate a space on the other side of the house for my veggies. It looks like this fence needs power wash too. This is north facing, this side of the fence. That's why it looks like that. If you see the south facing fence, it does not have any of the green stuff because the sun takes care of it. This is the hydrangea row that I had started. There's all types of different hydrangeas here. Most of these are old-fashioned hydrangeas or not the paniculata type, just because I was challenging myself. I don't know if I am going to meet that challenge. Um, so we have the oak leaf hydrangea here. It doesn't need a lot, actually. This is its, I just planted it last year, so this will be its second year. As with all perennials, they need 3 years. First year they creep, second year no, first year they sleep, second year they creep, and third year they leap. So that means that um, hopefully by the third year it'll come into its own. This is one of my favorite winter scenes in my garden because I have this really old pine tree. Um, and this space is all the um, pine cones are underneath the tree and the pine needles, and it's just like a sweet space. I really don't do anything to this. That's especially why I like it, because I don't have to do anything. And this is my friend had gifted me this. It's sort of borrowed. She gave me this mermaid that she had on her pool, and she no longer has a pool, so she gave it to me to put in my garden for safekeeping, because when she does have a pool again, I'm supposed to return it. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen. We'll find out. This is the Nephofia that I planted. I don't know if I should be covering that. That's a question that I have to look up. My old lilac tree that I refuse to take down for whatever reason. Right now in the winter, it's giving really nice sculptural vibes. The oak tree that grew into the fence, which I chop off the top. My neighbor and I chop off this top constantly to keep it's from growing crazy, but at some point I'm going to have to remove it. I think it's just too big for the space. I had 2 large red oaks, and this is a baby. This is an acorn that sprouted here in the property, and it was just too much for this smaller property. The emerald green arborvitae are looking fabulous in the winter, as is the Nandina, which until it started snowing, it still had the red tops. What looks marvelous is that fence still needs to be fixed. I have to talk to my neighbor. Just one of those conversations you kind of don't want to have, but whatever. I have to stop avoiding it. I should have cut this back. This is Artemisia, and this is a juniper that is just huge, and I just keep on cutting. I'm gonna have to eventually remove this, but you don't get any more beautiful winter interest than this beautiful coral bark maple with snow. Check that out. I gotta come out here and take some photos. It's just marvelous. Look at that. And then I have a little family of boxwoods in the back, sort of to cover up that empty spot and give a background. I planted in this area here, I planted lots of some annual and some perennial flowers. And you will see, this is one of them. Echinacea. So pretty. I have some echinacea back there, but it's still, say they're baby echinacea. This is the area I'm going to be focusing on this coming spring season. This is my vegetable area, sort of. This is south facing. That's the south over there. And this is the south facing fence. And you'll see how it doesn't have any of the green mildew or mold on it because it's south facing. This is my neighbor's crepe myrtle, which is really beautiful also in the winter. This little branch just came over, and it's just, look how beautiful. Oh my goodness, so pretty. I feel terrible about leaving prints on the ground. I just want to leave it just like it is. Now, this is a failed project. This is really not a raised bed. This will be a raised bed. That's one of my projects to really have another one like it. I'm going to set it on the side here for sort of a mixed vegetable garden, a little bit of a permaculture type of thing going on with herbs and stuff, just sort of companion gardening that I'm going to do in these two. I'm going to have 2 of these raised beds on this section. But this was, if you see the pot inside, that's actually where this plant is. This is a hibiscus. This is the hibiscus you made tea from. So like the red zinger tea. But I just don't have, I mean, you really need to do this in tropical areas. I don't have a long enough summer. It got the buds. It was almost there. You can see here. It was almost there. And then, bloop, it was too cold for them. So they never flowered. And I don't think I can do anything with these seed heads. So I'm going to tear this out. I'm not going to do this again unless I get a more mature plant. And they're humongous. I just, this one I planted in a pot in the ground. So the pot I have in a container, and the container is in ground. And it just went right through the container and it got huge. I could just imagine what it would look like if I had just planted it straight in the ground. It would have been humongous. I have a friend from my master gardener class who did that, and she says they're like, at least 6 feet tall, 6 feet wide. Um, this is my bean poles. A hot mess. It kind of looks like I purposely did that, doesn't it? Like a sculptural thing, um, attempt at sculptural art. But these are peppers I had in pots. I left these out here testing them to see if they come back. They probably will not come back after this, cold. If I had brought them into the greenhouse, they might have come back. But these are old peppers. That's okay because it's not that big of a deal. This is a raspberry, which has already jumped into the ground here. So I'm going to have to pull all this out and figure out if I can put it in one of these beds. I'm afraid of raspberries. Raspberries take over here. Their raspberries do great in New Jersey. I think they're native to this area, so they do fantastic, as do blueberries in my yard. Those are two fruits that I do want to grow this coming year. I'm not ready for a tree yet. I would like to try to exfoliate a apple tree, but I'm not ready for that. I think I have to take things in little steps. This is a compost that I never got to put down. So you'll see that the grass is still pretty green underneath. This is my Korean spice viburnum. I love this plant. I have some pictures from the past. It was super tiny. It's grown, it gets really bushy. I want to limit up a little bit, but the scent, I can't. I mean, I wish I could bottle the scent. It is incredible. When the spring comes, this blooms in early spring, and the scent is just magnificent. Magnificent. These are boxwood I never put in here. I wanted to try to do like a knot garden, KNOT, knot garden here, but I think it's too small of a space. I'm not sure. I was thinking of doing it with herbs, like an herb knot garden, as opposed to boxwoods. I might try to attempt that, but I think I have to move this little maple tree out of here if I'm going to do that. And this maple tree, I thought it was shaded because I thought it was shaded enough because you have my neighbor's huge giant arborvitae. You have the house, by the way, that is the wreath that I put together this year. My first wreath ever. I did it in a class. The Master Gardeners had a little class. It was pretty cool. So anyway, this is protecting, I thought, this maple tree from the sun, but the sun comes right through here in the summer especially and scorches it. Like scorches it. It just doesn't get a chance. I water it. I think, okay, if I keep the roots wet, and nice and moist, it just gets scorched. So I'm gonna have to move this anyway. This is like the third time I move this sucker, and it's just I have to find the right place for it. And I think I'm gonna move it to the south, to the north facing. I have a small tree over there, what do you call them again? Oh, I'll remember in a second. June magnolia, and it doesn't get enough sun, and it's not doing great over there. So I might transfer the little stumpy June magnolia somewhere over here, and then bring that one over there. I don't know. I'll think about it. Here, this is a definitely north face. This is probably my oldest flower bed here. And I have I have these beautiful Nandinas. Now, the Nandinas in this shady area do much better in my zone than in the sunnier areas over there. So I made a note to myself that the Nandinas in my area like shade. They really perform really well in the shade. This is a false holly. I forget the Japanese name. Is a false, and I had limbed these up, but I have to go back under there and do some more limbing because I have heuchera and I have hellebores, but my hellebores are suffering because they're really not getting any sun underneath there. I do also have some ferns underneath this section, and this is my pot of creeping Jenny, which comes back every year, and I use it in different applications, especially in my containers, which things I'm weak on are is my container garden and my vegetable gardening. So those are the things I'm trying to strengthen. Um, I did leave the leaves and the seed heads in the garden this year, and it looks cool. It's fine, especially because I didn't have any time really to take care of it earlier. But I have a feeling that it's going to create, look at the grass, it's going to create a little bit more work for me come the spring. I do work full time, so gardening is a hobby. I don't have a lot of time to do it, but I try to squeeze in as much time I can. But let's see how it goes with the volunteering that I have to do with the cooperative extension. I don't know how much I'm going to have to do my own gardening, but we'll see. We'll see what I can do. It's great exercise. I need the exercise. I need the movement. So it's an excuse that I give myself so I can indulge in my favorite hobby. All right, so let's go to the front. Let me see if I can catch some of those hellebores. They're down there. The ones over here are doing probably better. There's one. Look at the buds. Look how pretty those buds are. So I have some hellebores in the back as well, and those are back here behind this big Nandina. Look at the Nandina color. Look at that. That's in the winter. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, goodness. I just, nature just surprises me constantly. This is the front yard. I have not taken down my Christmas. This thing still stayed in a pot because it's so buried deep. I'm going to have to cut this back. I don't know if this hydrangea is going to make it. But it's still really good in that pot. And I try to pull it out of the pot and plant it in the ground. And it went through the pot to the bottom and I can't even pull it out. So we'll see what happens there. So this is probably, let me see if I go back a little bit. This is probably on all the videos that I post. This is everybody's favorite section of my garden, which is this combination of the emerald green arborvitae and the bulbul hydrangeas. People just happen to love this. I guess they like the scale, the layering. I also have annuals and some perennials underneath. I have some heuchera, and I have those in that cage. There is a Japanese anemone, and I have more hydrangeas, and these are the giant emerald, the giant arborvitaes, green giants. And you'll see the height difference. Even though these are much older, these emerald greens will never get as big as those. A pot that I never took out of annuals. This is hosta in here, which I need to clean up. One of the things that you do have to clean up is hosta because it can get like slugs and stuff. It's not great for plants to keep the hosta leaves down there. But let me just stay a little quiet so you can enjoy this beautiful scene. As I said, I haven't taken down my Christmas decorations. I was supposed to do it this weekend, MLK weekend, but it's not happening. It's gonna have to wait till next weekend. So this looks like, doesn't it look like cotton? That's a spirea. And these I have to cut back the grasses. As soon as the snow melt, I'm cutting back these grasses because if I wait too long, those roots are so strong. It's a pain in the butt to try to do it later on. They come back. They have no problem coming back. So I'm going to come around here, messing up my beautiful. We did plow yesterday. I mean, shovel yesterday. You can see that we shoveled, but it's all coming right back down. Oh, what else is beautiful in the winter garden? Red twig dogwood. What? Look at that. And this is why I have it. This is the front of my house, and this is why I have it. Should shut off that light. This is why I have it out here, because this plant, this is the halo. Somebody got some party music going on. Um, this is the halo, I don't know, something or the other, red twig dogwood, and it's the variegated leaf. So this has all your interest. I mean, the fall is not its best time, but the leaves start falling and then it reveals the beautiful red twigs. And I do have to cut these back because some of these red twigs are super old, and um they're starting to brown. So with the red twig dogwoods, you got to cut it back. Like a couple, you could do like some branches every year. Just cut it, give it a hard cut back every 4 or 5 years, and it should then come back nice and red, really strong. And that's me. Hello. So um, I did some winter containers. So this is, I usually have this boxwood in there. It's doing okay. So it has the boxwood, and around the boxwood, I arrange the branches, all different types of, evergreen branches. This is actually 9-bark. I usually put in some twigs from, some branches from the red twig dogwood, but look at the 9-bark doing its thing, right? So cool. And then little, Christmassy stuff. Look, look at this. Dusty Miller. Dusty Miller does not give up. I love that plant. Dusty Miller is just incredible. I mean, it does well here in 70. We get like these crazy seasons of dry and wet, and this seems unbothered. It does great in the ground, does great in containers. I mean, I guess everybody knows that already. These are some of my juniper branches that I clipped off. This is Blue Point juniper, so it has a nice smell to it too. Little bows that I got from some store somewhere a while ago, my bulbs. I do color here. I don't do, I used to put up like the icicle lights, which I like to do it, but if I don't have anybody to watch me get on the ladder, I'm not doing it. Just not doing it. So I focus inside. It's daytime, so you can't see the lights. So I just fixed this, my bay window has all the cuteness in there, you know, and it's lit up at night, and I have all the star, right? Joy to the world. That's all we wish for, right? Joy to the world. Joy to the world. That's my wish for the world. I mean, I want to move to Puerto Rico, but I kind of love the winter. And right now, with the hot flashes and the night sweats, I don't mind the winter. It's not bothering me. I'll let you know in a couple of years when all that ends. Look. All right, so that's the Blue Point juniper. Forgot to tell you what it is. It's so cute. I want to topiary these and make them like nice and smooth, but I'm always conflicted, like letting a plant just do its natural thing or trying to, rein it in a little bit. I like both looks, but, I don't know. Once you start cutting it, it's no turning back. You have to continue, and that's a lot of work. So this is a 9-bark. This is a native to New Jersey. Three Kings, felicidades, felicidades. Yeah, felicidades, happy new year. Right now in Puerto Rico, they're having the Sunset Festival, which is like our carnival, and my family is enjoying everything over there. Sometimes I go. I put bows and some greens on the fence. I didn't put any lights on the greens. It was just I didn't have time. The bows are kind of peeking out. I have to take all this stuff out. I don't want to. At least some of my neighbors haven't done it either, so I'm not alone. I'm in good company. Um, Lemon lime nandina, and there are my red twig. I have little lights in the window. Sometimes I put wreaths up here. I do all different things, different years, depending on how much time I have, how much energy, and how inspired I am. This guy, I actually have a 6 foot. Oh boy, yeah, this guy's hat came off. This lights up at night. Anyway, this is a this is a dachshund, a little Christmas dachshund, because I have a dachshund, my beautiful baby girl. She's a little old girl though. She's 15 and she's inside taking her nappy in a nice heat. She loves the heat. You have a dachshund, you'll know they love warm weather. They do not like the cold weather. They don't like rain. They don't like cold. These are the boxwoods here and some perennials. I'm working on this bed as well. I have a bunch of tulips, old tulips. I didn't plant new tulips this fall, so let's see what comes up. Whatever comes up are Darwin tulips, and I didn't plant tulips. I planted a bunch of daffodils the year before in this area here, so those will come up. And with this weather, it's perfect for those bulbs. Look at this. I like this guy. He needs more lights though. He sort of gets disguised. He's a deer made out of twigs or grapevine. Let's see. Another Japanese maple. These are fabulous. These are the ligustrum. This is the golden ticket ligustrum. Look at those berries. They're blue. They're like black blue color. They're just beautiful. That's Hinoki cypress. And I'm making all these trails everywhere. This is a Yoshino cherry. I still regret not planting. I should have planted. I was going to do a magnolia, like a magnolia, but I know how big it got. And those suckers can get really big, and I wasn't sure of what the species was, so I brought it back. And then I thought about doing those blood good maple, the really red ones. I wish I had done that because it goes really good with the house. And it probably could have tolerated. I don't know. Probably looked better. I don't know. But this is, those are things you make decisions at the time, and you just, make the decision. You like it, maybe you live with it, maybe you don't, you change it later on. But right now I'm going to live with this. I love cherry blossom trees. I grew up in Newark where they have a huge cherry blossom festival, and I grew up my whole life with cherry blossoms. So I thought this was very um, much about, this was part of my history and my memories. So that's why I chose the cherry blossom. Okay, let me move over here to the garbage cans in the driveway. All right, let's look at that again. This is the barberry. And I'm going to go back here. This side garden, I started, cleaning it up. I have to work on this too. I want to maybe I don't know what I'm going to do here. I could make it more narrow, but I don't know. But this is what it is. This is actually my first garden bed. I started here. It was terrible. I have a video of how bad this looked. This was in the fence. I had a wire fence on the entire property. It was pretty low. So in the front, it was 4 feet, and the deer would jump over. I still get deer coming through the back, but this sort of, I don't even pay attention. A couple peonies in here. That's the winter creeper, and I have my jugs in here, winter sowing jugs. There they go. That's my winter sowing jugs. There they go. They're in there, seeds there somewhere. I forgot what I'm planting, and it is labeled. Let me see. What is in here? Oh, uh, great blue lobelia. And what's the other one? New England aster. And I have a bunch of other native seeds that I want to start. So this is my winter garden. Um, things I would have done differently had I known today what I know now. Well, had I known when I started this garden what I know now. I can't come in this way. Gotta go back around. Oh, these suckers there. My neighbor's is hating me because of these. I plant them here thinking they wouldn't be this big, and they start getting splayed out, even though I sort of hoisted them up and tied them up with these poles. My neighbor is gonna kill me because they're always on his trucks. I have to get rid of these, or at least some of these, or cut them back early. This is one of those plants that look beautiful in the fall and even in the winter, you see. But once it rains, oh no. This is uh, a zebra something or the other, miscanthus. It's a dwarf zebra, the dwarf miscanthus. Anyway, so yeah, so this year the goal is more natives, starting, doing the veg garden, getting organized. Let me go back the other way. Over there, I ruined everything with my feet. That was the most wonderful time of the year. I love Christmas. I love the holidays, whatever holiday you celebrate. I love this time of year. Whether it's here in New Jersey in this winter beauty, winter wonderland, or in Puerto Rico with the parties and Puerto Rico is just incredible with the warm weather, and we have the longest Christmas of the year in the world, one of them anyway. Chica's happy place, and so in Puerto Rico we start Christmas before around Thanksgiving. We don't really, so Thanksgiving is sort of an American holiday, but we celebrate it anyway. We are a territory of the United States, and um, and also we end around this time. This is probably the end of Christmas. It's the San Sebastian Street Festival in Old San Juan. But after that, we have something called La Octavitas, which is really until February. If you're Catholic, you celebrate those. There's more Catholic holidays, but Puerto Ricans love to celebrate anything. We love to party. So we love to celebrate. We love life. That's one good thing about my culture. It's a happy, joyful culture. And, you know, it's a good thing to be happy and joyful, especially, you know, to have forces from the outside when you're feeling blue or sad that force you to look at things from a different perspective, that force you to be grateful, that make you look at things and say, you know what? Life is a privilege. I have a friend who passed away this week. I'm going to miss her terribly. I hadn't seen her for years because she lives in another state. Um, and yeah, I don't have resolutions. I have goals. This year's goal is to get fit and to really deal with the issues with my joints and get fit, so that as I age, I can continue this gardening thing of mine and in a healthy way. And the other goal is to meet up more with my friends. We never, this week, tomorrow, we're supposed to meet up with some friends, and it looks like it's probably not happening because of the weather. But, just making that effort to get together with the people you love and seeing them. Just, you know, if you're feeling blue, reach out to somebody. Get help, professional help, obviously. Winter can be, sad for a lot of people. You get the winter blues, not a lot of sunshine. If you've had loss in your life, you probably think about those people you've lost, and, it can be a heavy time. And not to make light of that, but um, look around you, look at the people you have in your life right now who love you, who you love. Even people you know, your neighbors sometimes even, and do something nice for them that can lift your spirits. Like I said, get professional help if you need it. But this life is precious. It is a privilege to get old. It's a privilege to have joint problems and do all and get to go through all the things that happen as a woman as you age. It's all a privilege. We're not here for long. This is just a test, only a test. And when we graduate from this life, uh, we will go on to whatever's next. And what we leave behind are the memories and the times we spend with those that are still on this side. So, having said that, I'm going to end this here. Um, I think, again, I have to go back inside because the air quality is pretty bad. I try for Jeanette, when I'm out here, I do cover myself. I wear SPF, I wear a hat, all that stuff. I wear a scarf. Um, right now I have absolutely no makeup on, which, I'm glad probably because of genetics and because I've always protected my skin, the skin on my face and the skin on my body too. I I don't have any of those issues. I am a cancer survivor, a breast cancer survivor. So I take when I was very young when I was diagnosed and very happy to be here over 20 years later. So I take those things very seriously. Take care of your body. Your health is so important. Take care of the people you love. Everything else will fall in its place. Yeah, everything else will fall in its place. So goodbye for now. And this is my first video for 2026. I don't know when I'll shoot another and record another and get on here. I'm mostly on TikTok. If I do something quick, it'll be TikTok. I also post some stuff on Instagram. Garden State Chica is my handle. Garden State Chica. Um, and on both TikTok and Instagram. I don't know. I see a lot of people like monetizing this stuff, which is cool. I like that. Good for them. I don't know if that's something I have time for, but just in case you like when I'm posting, you can follow me. And I do this mostly for my friends and my family. I started this whole process so that my family who lives in California could stay abreast of the stuff I'm doing, instead of sending them individual little pictures and stuff. So, anyway, hasta luego. See you later. Happy New Year. Felicidades. Happy holidays. And enjoy your winter.